Good afternoon. Thames Water, which supplies around 3/4 of London's population, has announced a hosepipe ban. The company says it's due to the last few months of exceptionally warm and dry weather. Well, our environment correspondent Tom Edwards is here now. Tell us more about why this is happening now.
Well, it's not a massive surprise, is it? But even yesterday, Thames Water were telling me they were just monitoring the situation and a hosepipe ban wasn't needed. Well, that all changed at about 10 o'clock when they decided it was necessary. What has happened is that we've had a very dry spring. We've also had 3 heat waves, and that has increased water demand. If we have a look at the figures, we've had 40% of the average rainfall in the southeast. Water use is 7% above normal in London, 10% in the home counties, and that translates as 100 million litres a day extra being used. That is the equivalent to the city the size of Manchester. Campaigners also say, as they always do, that water companies are not doing enough to stop leaks, but Thames Water says it's had no choice but to introduce this hosepipe ban for all of its 10 million water customers.
So what does it mean in practice?
Well, broadly, hose pipes are banned and you can't use them. I've got a list here. You can't use them, for example, things like watering gardens, lawns, allotments, can't clean cars, patios, paths, can't fill up your paddling pools, swimming pools, hot tubs if you've got one, and you can't also use sprinklers, as you see there on your screen. Now, there are some exceptions. Blue badge holders are exempt, for examples. Also, sports pitches can only water the area being used for sport, i.e. the square in cricket. That's for health and safety reasons. And the full list of the exemptions will be on the water company website in the coming days. And this hosepipe ban comes into force on Thursday.
Okay, Tom Edwards, thank you very much. Next, to London's largest indoor skate park, which is set to close next month and be replaced with paddle courts. Greenwich Leisure Limited, who run Better Extreme Skate Park in Barking, say it's losing money and visitor numbers have been falling. But campaigners say it's a much-loved space where users feel safe and there's been a lack of promotion. I went to find out more. A glorious day for an outdoor scoot and skate in Barking. But this looks more fun than it actually is in reality. So what's wrong with this skate park then?
The floor is terrible, the ramps are too steep, there's no flow, it's poorly maintained. It is not fit for purpose.
On this floor, if you fall over, you're probably going to get cut or something.
This is very congregation of groups over here and you get a lot of trouble.
This type of outdoor skate space is all that will be left for local people soon, with plans to close one of London's only indoor skate parks here in Barking next month, leaving locals frustrated.
As a woman, I'm feeling very sad about this, because being a woman and actually skate indoor, this is the actually place I feel safe.
Very, very sad because it's a safe space for all the people to go, and you can go there in all types of weather, and it feels like something has been stolen from the community.
The GLL, a charitable social enterprise, runs the skate park that's set to close at Barking Sport House and Gym. Bosses say the park's made a financial loss every single year, which just isn't sustainable. They say between 2024 and 2025, visitor numbers dropped by 25%, with fewer than 3 visits every hour when there's capacity for 60. So this is what it wants to make space for. Paddle is the UK's fastest growing sport. It says there are currently no permanent courts in Barking and Dagenham, and it wants to change that. Is anyone interested in paddle?
No.
But campaigners say not enough has been done to promote the indoor skate park over the years and keep it going for local people.
Skateboard GB, multiple users, multiple organisations have reached out to GLL with coaching initiatives, support, ways to engage with and increase revenue. They've not been taken up on these to anyone's knowledge. London needs spaces like this, skateboarding needs spaces like this. We need to have these spaces for future Olympians and just for future generations.
The GLL says users will still have access to free outdoor skate parks in the area, as well as the nearby Rom skate park in Romford. But for the 2,300 people who've signed a petition against the closure, that's simply not good enough. Some other news now, and the brother of a tourist from London who died in a mass methanol poisoning in Laos says the country's ruling that there's not enough evidence to establish blame is ridiculous. Simone White, who was 28, was one of 6 people who died after drinking 3 shots there 2 years ago. Authorities in the country say they can't determine cause or blame for the deaths because autopsies weren't done, something the families say isn't true.
In Simone's case, she got a death certificate from the hospital in Laos that states that it was methanol poisoning that was what caused her death. So for them to say there's not really enough evidence, I think for me and my parents, it's a bit of a slap in the face, really.
A monkey has been rescued after being found on a bus in Kensal Rise in northwest London on Friday morning. The marmoset, who has been named Oyster after the London travel card, was found in a laundry bag by the bus driver of the 306 route. She's doing well and is now at a sanctuary. Now, secrets, spies and special bugging devices. A North London country house that played a crucial role in Britain's secret intelligence operations during the World War II is opening its doors to the public for the first time. The new Trent Park House of Secrets Museum tells the story of the German prisoners, spies and intelligence work that helped shape the Allied war effort. Our reporter Lakshmi Gopal has been for a look.
Trent Park House used to host the likes of Fred Astaire, George Bernard Shaw, members of the royal family and Charlie Chaplin. There's his signature and doodle there. There's evidence of famous guests everywhere in the opulent setting where Sir Philip Sassoon held his lavish parties. But if you come through this secret doorway, you'll see a very different side of the building. In the basement, a maze of listening stations. During the Second World War, teams of people, including German-speaking Jewish refugees, secretly monitored conversations of German officers held captive at the house. One of the secret listeners was Ernst Lederer, grandfather of writer and comedian Helen Lederer.
So here we have the locker with my grandfather's name on it.
For years, as far as Helen's family knew, her grandfather was a captain in the Home Guard. But as a Czech German, his language skills were put to valuable use here.
That was the goose pimple thing. You go really dark, probably incredibly hot in summer, probably freezing in winter, hours long shifts, I'm told, because they had to listen to all sorts of boring conversations as well as significant conversations. And yet, again, the evidence has been gathered to say they found out about the V2 rockets. That was confirmed with Bletchley Park. It goes on, you just go, it is a bit of a mind oddness.
After years of work, the historic house has been restored with original items and opened as a new museum, Trent Park House of Secrets, to shine a light on its vital work. A place of elegance and espionage with a critical role in history. Lakshmi Gopal, BBC London.
Time for the weather now with Kate. Very grey.
Yes, we had a bit of cloud this morning, bringing a little bit of relief, actually. It's felt a little cooler today. Now, the high pressure, which has brought our settled hot conditions, is slipping a little. As it does so, it's going to bring in maybe a bit more cloud, and that's what we've had today. It is, however, breaking here and there into this afternoon. Now, you may notice here as well, scorched grass. Everything is very dry. You heard the hosepipe bans going into force later on this week. Now, if you have any pictures of that kind of thing or leaves, there seems to be a lot of brown leaves on the ground at the moment. Please do sign up to Weather Watchers, bbc.co.uk/Weather Watchers, and send me your pictures and I can feature them on our 6:30 programme later. Now, this is this afternoon. The cloud actually breaks a little bit, so some bright, some sunny spells, especially further west. Temperatures getting up to still the mid-20s, 25 or 26 Celsius. It is cooler in the east, the cloud a little thicker there, and we've got an onshore breeze. Then overnight tonight, we've got the cloud initially will clear away, but then more will start to feed in. Still some lengthy clear spells though. The minimum temperature between 13 and 15 Celsius. So for many tomorrow morning, it is a bright start. We've got some sunshine around, but that thicker cloud will feed back in again. Could see 1 or 2 light showers, but they really are very light. They're not going to quench the ground at all. Temperatures tomorrow 26 or 27 Celsius, and it's warmer still on Friday. To live.
Thank you very much, Kate.